Hello and welcome to the FA Women's National League show, the weekly show where I look at everything that has happened over the past 7 days in the third and fourth tiers of women's football here in England, and we look ahead to what we can look forward to in the week to come. My name is Chris Gadsby. I'm here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. to bring you all the very latest, and it has been a very busy week of women's football in a number of competitions, to the point that it's all got very kind of messy of knowing which team is taking part in what, and fixtures are moving about here, there and everywhere. So we'll bring you up to speed with everything that is going on and make sure you know what your favourite team is doing this weekend. We're going to start, as we always do, with league results. So we're going to start in the Northern Premier Division, where there was only one game actually played. Derby County against AFC Fylde, and that was a 0-0 draw. What that means in terms of the table, Derby gain an extra point, as do Fylde. So they are on 26 points and 23 points respectively. In terms of for the rest of the teams around them, probably the best result that could have come from that game. It keeps it very close. You look at the league standings, AFC Fylde, they have a couple of games in hand. They're 3 points back. Huddersfield Town are 6 points back. Forest are 6 points back as well, but Forest have got a game in hand, so they could get themselves up to 23 points as well. So it's all going to stay very close as they vie for that top spot. Towards the bottom, nothing's changed. Still Sheffield, Loughborough Lightning and Hull City in the relegation zone. Move through then into the Southern Premier Division. Cardiff City 0, Gillingham 1, Hounslow 0, Bridgewater United 3 and Plymouth Argyle 0, London Bees 3. We'll start then with that Cardiff City Gillingham game. 1-0 to Gillingham. Cardiff not having a good season of it so far. But Gillingham yet to announce their lineup, so no details of that game. Hounslow against Bridgewater United, a hat-trick for Misha Dudley-Jones for Bridgewater United, 15th, 37th and 82nd minute, giving Bridgewater that 3-0 victory. And the London Bees winning 3-0 away from home at Plymouth Argyle. Jade Bell in the 38th minute before a second half brace for Joe Wilson, 53rd and 78th minute, giving London Bees the 3-0 victory. So not a good day for the home sides in the Southern Premier Division. What that means then in terms of the Southern Premier Division table, Gillingham have climbed one place above Portsmouth. The London Bees have also climbed a place above Keynsham Town, and Bridgewater United have got a couple of places higher up. They're now up to third. Division 1 North, only one game survived. FC United of Manchester 1, Liverpool Feds 3. Goals in that one, 1-0 at half time there. Goals in that one with a single goal to Paige Coyle in the first half. Then second half, Abby Pope made it 2-0 to Liverpool Feds. Chelsea Flanagan got one back for FC United of Manchester just after the hour mark, before the game was sealed by Rosie Kinvig on the 89th minute. For the table then, Liverpool Feds extending their lead at the top. They are now 8 points clear. FC United of Manchester remain firmly in the mid-table. Division 1 Midlands, 3 games to talk about. Doncaster Rovers Bells 2, Peterborough United 1, League Town 1, Solihull Moors 6 and Long Eaton United 5, Holwell Sports 1. We'll start then with Doncaster Rovers against Peterborough United. Nadia Khan and Jasmine Saxton getting the 2 goals for Doncaster Rovers Bells. No information yet about Peterborough United. League Town against Solihull Moors. Good afternoon for Solihull. League Town's goal coming to Chantal Gallagher in the 17th minute. For Solihull, Zoe Creaney, Abby Jackson, Jessica Lowe, Charlotte Leadham and 2 for Tiana Russell Cartwright. And finally, Long Eaton United 5, Holwell Sports 1. Holwell Sports goal coming to Chantal Amber Robinson. But Long Eaton United, 2 goals for Laura Dexter and 1 for Jordan Atkin, Tiana Hicks and Lucy Johnston. Into the Division 1 Midlands table, then Doncaster Rovers Bells go to the top. They're a point clear of Lincoln City, but Lincoln City have a couple of games in hand. Long Eaton United are in third. They're now above Boldmere St Michael's after their game this weekend. Looking down then, Solihull Moors move into the top half of the table with their 6-1 victory. Peterborough remain in that bottom three. Leek Town and Holwell Sports remain just at the top side of the bottom half of the table. Division 1 South East then. Actonians 5, Stevenage 1, Cambridge United 0, Harlow Town 1. Actonians putting 5 past Stevenage. A goal in the first minute to Alessandra Barreca. 2 goals for Miller de Santos, 74th and 84th minute. Maria Ledisma Viso in the 68th minute and Sharon Odafin, 61st minute, getting the goals for Actonians. In terms of the goal for Stevenage, there's been nothing on the detail sheet and no goal inputted, so doesn't tell me if it was an own goal or a penalty. Cambridge United against Harlow Town, a 1-0 victory for Harlow Town. Olivia Bilson in the 45th minute providing the sole goal in that game. What that means for the table, Harlow Town climb a place above Norwich City after their 1-0 victory. Actonians stay where they are but close the gap ever so slightly on #United. Still a 6-point gap between second and third, and #United do have 2 games in hand. #United and Billericay Town running away with the Division 1 South East. Division 1 South West, then 2 games to talk about there. Maidenhead United 4, Larkhall Athletic 0, and Southampton Women 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. We'll start with Maidenhead United. Goals in that one, 2 goals for Kirsty Matthews, 1 for Nicola Barrett and 1 for Tina Brett, giving Maidenhead the victory. Lone goal in the Southampton Women Bournemouth game coming to Jade Bradley just after the hour mark. What that means for the table then, with victories for Bournemouth and Maidenhead United. Bournemouth climb 2 places into third. Maidenhead United also climb 2 places to be in 7th place in the Division 1 South West. And that is going to cover it for the domestic fixtures, league fixtures for the Women's National League 3rd and 4th tiers for the 5th of December. There was also some FA Cup games to discuss. We'll have a look then at those FA Cup games. Now here, this is all of the second round results. The teams with asterisks next to them are the games that played this weekend. Norton Stockton Ancients losing to a 90th minute winner to Leeds United. So Norton Stockton Ancients 1, Leeds United 2. Chorley 5, Bradford City 0. Brighouse Town 8, Farsley Celtic 0. And Sheffield 0, Huddersfield Town 3. Stoke City 5, Norwich City 1. Light Town 1, Northampton Town 2. Northampton Town coming from a goal down in that one again to win it late. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Nottingham Forest 4. And at Lincoln City 3, Leafield Athletic 2. That venue was switched to Lincoln to make sure that game could get played. Ipswich Town 4, Crawley Wasps 0. And Kent Football United 1, Chesham United 6 were the second round games played this weekend. So that means we now know the teams that are going to be in the third round of the FA Cup. What we're now going to do is look at the final results from this weekend, which was some of the round of 16 games in the Cup and the Plate. So we'll start then in the FAWNL Cup. Southampton 2, MK Dons 1. Chichester and Chelsea 2, #United 2. #United winning that on penalties by 5 goals to 4. And Oxford United 2, Billericay Town 0. We will start with that Southampton against Milton Keynes Dons game. 0-0 at half-time in this one. Alicia Ware in the 55th minute and Lita Rutherford 78th minute, giving Southampton their 2 goals. Marianne Tahoe getting the 1 goal for MK Dons. Oxford United 2, Billericay Town 0. Oxford United scoring in the 7th minute thanks to Gemma Sims and the 65th minute thanks to Rachel Panting. And then Chichester and Chelsea against #United. 1-1 at the end of normal time. #United went in at half-time 1-0 up. Sarah Saunders in the 55th minute getting goal for Chichester and Chelsea. And then 5 minutes into extra time, Jane Yeats getting their second goal. There's been no information about hashtag United yet, and also about the penalties as well. But that is the Cup. We'll then move forward into the Plate, the final thing of fixtures to go through this weekend. So we've got London Seawood 0, Exeter City 3, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Portsmouth 4, Portishead Town 1, AFC Wimbledon 2 after extra time, West Bromwich Albion 1, Cheltenham Town 1, Cheltenham Town winning that 5-4 on penalties, and Sporting Council 1, Boldmere St Michael's 0. London Seawood then losing to Exeter City by 3 goals to 0. Goals in that one, Connie Pengelly in the 16th minute, Sarah Stacey in the 49th minute, and then an own goal in the 47th minute as well, providing Exeter with the 3-0 victory. Queen's Park Rangers beaten convincingly by Portsmouth, but Portsmouth have not yet announced their lineup. Close one between Portishead and AFC Wimbledon. Goal for Portishead coming to Alana Torrington in the first half hour in. Wimbledon yet to announce their lineup. West Bromwich Albion 1, Cheltenham Town 1. Leigh Dugmore scoring the goal for West Bromwich Albion. Georgie Marie Barbara Gresham equalising for Cheltenham Town in the final minute, 90th minute there for Cheltenham Town, and then they win on the penalty shootout. Sporting Cowser getting the 1-0 victory against Boldmere St Michael's, but no information about that game either. As you can see down the left hand side, some of the games that have not been played yet because teams are in FA Cup action and things such as that. So 2 games on January the 9th, Biddeford United against Nottingham Forest and Alnwick Town against Leeds United. The Holwell Sports Leafield Athletic game is still to be decided. And in the Cup, we've got Norton Stockton Ancients against AFC FAWNL this weekend. Loughborough Lightning against Huddersfield Town is next weekend, and then the other 3 fixtures are also on January the 9th. Now, we've also had nothing in the way so far of a quarter-final draw from the FA Women's National League, but because a video draw is something that has been requested by a lot of people for a few years now from the FA Women's National League, I decided to see how difficult it would be to actually do a videoed draw. I put this out yesterday. It seems to have gone down particularly well, so I'll slot it in here as well. This is my mock FA Women's National League Cup and Plate quarter-final draws. Hello and welcome to the quarter-final draws for the FA Women's National League Cup and Plate competitions. It is nationalised at this stage, so anybody could play anybody. We're going to start with the 8 teams remaining in the FA Women's National League Cup. Here are the ball numbers for you. Number 1 is hashtag United, 2 Oxford United, 3 Southampton, 4 Derby County or Brighouse Town, 5 Liverpool Feds or Wolverhampton Wanderers, 6 Loughborough Lightning or Huddersfield Town, 7 Norton and Stockton Ancients or AFC FAWNL, and 8 Southampton Women or Crawley Wasps. Those are the numbers. Here is the draw box. So without further ado, let's get started with the draw for the quarterfinals of the FA Women's National League Cup. Firstly, number 6. Number 6, that's Loughborough Lightning or Huddersfield Town. And they will face number 7, Norton and Stockton Ancients or AFC FAWNL. 6 versus 7. Number 1, hashtag United. They will play at home to number 5, Liverpool Feds or Wolverhampton Wanderers. Number 3, Southampton. And And they will play number 8, Southampton Women or Crawley Wasps. Number 2, that's Oxford United. And the final ball, number 4, Derby County or Brighouse Town. Oxford United against Derby County or Brighouse Town. And that concludes the draw for the quarterfinals of the FA Women's National League Cup. We'll run through those ties for you now. First of all, Loughborough Lightning or Huddersfield Town. They take on Norton and Stockton Ancients or AFC Fylde. Hashtag United will take on Liverpool Feds or Wolverhampton Wanderers. Southampton will face Southampton Women or Crawley Wasps. And Oxford United will take on Derby County or Brighouse Town. That is the draw for the quarter-final of the FA Women's National League Cup. A reminder, of course, this draw is a mock draw, it's not the actual draw for the quarter-finals. What we'll do now then is move on to the plate. We'll put the balls back in, and for the quarter-final of the FA Women's National League Plate, here are the teams still in the competition. Ball number 1 is Exeter City, 2 AFC Wimbledon, 3 Portsmouth, 4 Sporting Cowser, 5 Cheltenham Town, 6 Alnwick Town or Leeds United, 7 is Biddeford or Nottingham Forest, and 8 is Hull Sports or Leafield Athletic. Again, 4 ties to be drawn, a nationalised competition, so anybody could come up against anybody. Let's get straight down to it. The quarter-final draw for the FA Women's National League Plate. First ball out is number 1. Number 1 is Exeter City. Exeter City. And they will face number 5, Cheltenham Town. Exeter City against Cheltenham Town. The first quarter-final draw. Number 4, that's Sporting Cowser. Sporting Cowser handed a home tie. Home tie against number 8, Hull Sports or Leafield Athletic. Number 6, Alnwick Town or Leeds United. And they will face number 3, that's Portsmouth. Number 3, Portsmouth. So Alnwick Town or Leeds United against Portsmouth. Number 7, Biddeford United or Nottingham Forest. And they will face number 2, AFC Wimbledon. And that concludes the draw for the quarterfinals of the FA Women's National League Plate. Run through those quarterfinal ties for you once more. So Exeter City at home to Cheltenham Town. Sporting Cowser will face Hull Sports or Leafield Athletic. Alnwick Town or Leeds United take on Portsmouth. And Biddeford United or Nottingham Forest will face AFC Wimbledon. That concludes the draw for the FA Women's National League Plate quarter-finals. Both quarter-final draws have now been completed. A reminder once again, these are mock draws, not the actual draws from the FA Women's National League. Thank you for joining us. Those ties are to be arranged for the new year. Goodbye. That was my mock draw for the Cup and Plate quarter-finals. Hope you enjoyed watching that. We'll see how close that is to the actual draw when that comes out. Now then, let's have a look at the fixtures coming up this week. We're going to start with the league fixtures for teams that are out of the FA Cup. So we'll start in the north, Hull City against Wolverhampton Wanderers and Sheffield against Middlesbrough. Of course, this is the time of the year where everything is going to get a bit messy in terms of games played as teams go further in the cup competitions than others, but Wolves could climb themselves with a big victory back to the top of the table, but they could at least go level on points with Derby County. Sheffield against Middlesbrough, that's 10th versus 11th, and again with a decent victory for Sheffield there with a 4-goal swing to it, then they could climb themselves out of the relegation zone. In the south, 4 games taking place. We've got London Bees against Cardiff City, Chichester and Chelsea against Hounslow, Keynsham Town against Oxford United, and MK Dons take on Crawley Wasps. London Bees against Cardiff then, that's 8th versus 10th. Chichester and Chelsea take on Hounslow, that's 11th against 14th, both sides in the relegation zone. Keynsham Town against Oxford United, 9th against 4th, and MK Dons against Crawley Wasps, that's 13th against 7th. All the sides in the drop zone of the Southern Premier Division. It's currently an 8-point gap between Cardiff and Chichester and Chelsea, so they really need to start picking up some points where they can. Division 1 Midlands is pretty much entirely league fixtures. Biddeford United take on Burton Albion, Boldmere St Michael's face Leafield Athletic, Doncaster Rovers Bells face Solihull Moors, Leek Town take on Howell Sports, and Sporting Cowser will face Peterborough United. Biddeford United against Burton Albion then, that's 13th against 12th. The two bottom sides come up against each other. Biddeford United already 7 points adrift from safety, desperately needing a win. Boldmere St Michael's against Leafield Athletic, 4th versus 9th. Doncaster Rovers Bells, the current table toppers, against Solihull Moors. That's 1st versus 6th. Doncaster Rovers will be looking to put the pressure on Lincoln City, get that gap increased. Leek Town against Howell Sports, that's 7th against 10th. And Sporting Cowser against Peterborough United, that's 5th against 11th. In the Division 1 North, we've got Bradford City against Alnwick Town, Durham Cestra against Stockport County, and FC United Manchester take on Barnsley. So the teams near the top not really taking part. They're still in cup competitions. So Bradford City against Alnwick Town, that's 9th versus 12th. Durham Cestra against Stockport County is 7th versus 8th. And FC United and Manchester against Barnsley is 6th versus 11th. None of the top 5 in action. A chance for FC United and Manchester to climb a couple of places. Division 1 South East, 5 fixtures. Cambridge City against Actonians. Enfield Town take on Kent Football United. United against Stevenage. London Seaward against Cambridge United. And Norwich City against Queen's Park Rangers. Cambridge City in 8th against Actonians, who are currently in 3rd. Actonians really need to try and keep the pressure on the top 2. Enfield Town against Kent Football United, that's 9th against 13th. Enfield Town, one of 4 teams on 10 points. How crucial could points be in their battle against relegation? United against Stevenage, that's 2nd against 12th. United looking to get back level with points with Billericay Town, who aren't playing this weekend in the league. They have a game in hand. This is their game in hand against Billericay Town. London Seaward against Cambridge United, that's 6th versus 4th. Teams there in the mid-table. London Seaward could climb above Cambridge United into 4th place with a victory. And Norwich City against Queen's Park Rangers. Norwich City want to join that group of teams on 10 points if they can. With their goal difference, it would climb them above Harlow Town, but still in the relegation zone. And finally, for league fixtures, Division 1 South West, Bournemouth against Swindon Town, Cheltenham Town against Poole Town, and Maidenhead United take on Portishead. AFC Bournemouth in 3rd against Swindon Town in 8th. Bournemouth could climb to the top of the table with Southampton women not playing, and if Cheltenham Town, currently in 2nd, lose to Poole Town, who are currently bottom of the table and still without a win this season. They're now midway through their season as well, 10 games played. Maidenhead United against Portishead, that's 6th against 7th, 2 sides in the mid-table. And that'll do it for the league fixtures. We'll now have a look at the 3rd round of the Women's FA Cup. 3rd round then of the Women's FA Cup is this weekend. The final, of course, from last year's delayed FA Cup was played on Sunday. Chelsea coming out the victors. All of these sides in the 3rd round proper are just a game away from a potential tie against Chelsea or Arsenal. Run through all of the third round ties for you because there are plenty that involve teams in the National Division or below. So, fourth tier Chorley, an all fourth tier tie. Chorley against Newcastle United. Leeds United against Durham. Brighouse Town take on Sunderland. Burnley against Liverpool. Liverpool Feds against Blackburn Rovers. Huddersfield Town against Loughborough Lightning. Lincoln City take on Northampton Town. Fourth versus fifth tier there. Stoke City against Nottingham Forest in an all National League Northern Division tie. West Bromwich Albion against Long Eaton United. Stourbridge, fifth tier Stourbridge, get a home tie to Sheffield United. Watford against Coventry United in an all championship tie. Gillingham take on Charlton Athletic. Ashford Town, another fifth tier side, facing London City Lionesses of the second tier. Bristol City against Lewis in another championship all championship tie. Bridgewater United against Crystal Palace, and Plymouth Argyle against Clapton Community. Clapton Community have had to do a GoFundMe and raise money for the travel and the accommodation, the 500-mile round trip to Plymouth. We wish Clapton Community, of course, all the best of luck as they attempt to be the first seventh tier side into the fourth round of the FA Cup. And finally, Cheshire United against Billericay Town, another all fourth tier side. Portsmouth against Southampton. Southampton women take on Exeter City, and AFC Wimbledon against Ipswich Town. There we have it then. All the ties for the third round. Now, there will be, because of the way the draw has been done, at least 4 fourth tier or below sides in the fourth round, and 10 FA Women's National League or below sides in the fourth round. So we'll at least have 10 sides to talk about in the fourth round, which of course is when the Super League sides come in. It could of course be more than that if some championship sides get knocked out by National League sides, but we will at least have 4 fourth tier or below sides in the fourth round and 10 National League sides or below in the fourth round. So third round is this weekend. I've also had a number of people ask me to do a fourth round draw live, a videoed fourth round draw. So if you do want to see that as well on next week's show, then let me know. What I'll do is I will do it, if enough people want to see it live, I'll do it live on Sunday evening, and then I will add it in to this show with all the graphics for Tuesday's show, because I can't do it with all the graphics live because I've got to do it single-handedly and all the rest of it. So if you do want to see that, let me know in the comments or let me know on Twitter, because my draw for the mock draw that you saw earlier in this show already, and it just shows how much people want this. So this is episode number 18. So 17 shows have gone out already for the FA Women's National League show. And now the draw that I recorded yesterday already has more views than 16 of the 17 shows that I've done so far this season. So clearly the draw is wanted. Now, I'll preface this as well by saying that if the FA come out and do a video for the fourth round draw, now that the Super League sides are in it, it might get a bit more coverage, something like that. Then I won't do one myself, because there is already a video one for people to watch. So it'll just be a case of keeping an eye on my Twitter and seeing what the FA do. But if they don't do one, then I will. So that's going to cover it for this week's episode of the FAWNL show. As you said, it's a bit of a mess, but yeah, it's about all you can do this time of year. So thank you very much for watching. As I said, if you want to get involved in the show in any way, comments down below, or you can contact me on Twitter at Chris_Gadsby. And as I said, if you want to see a videoed FA Cup fourth round draw, mock draw, of course, then let me know and see what I can do either on Sunday evening or on Monday, and I will put it out onto next week's show. But thank you very much for watching and being involved with this show. As always, keep yourselves safe. It's an ever-changing world out there at the moment. Of course, we're hoping that everything is not going to get so severe that we can't finish the season. We definitely don't want that, but we don't know what situation any of this is going to be in. So keep yourselves safe, but keep supporting your local women's football team. Best of luck to all of the National League sides in the third round of the FA Cup this weekend. Goodbye.